Hello there and welcome to episode 2 of the world's most famous hauntings. Tonight we're going to be taking a sneaky peek inside a former locked witch's prison. This is the cage in St Osyth, Essex. Is it possible that the history of a building dictates its paranormal activity? Can its past be retold to us by the spirit world? Do the very foundations lock in the energies of those who once lived and died there? Many people believe this to be a very real phenomenon. Often referred to as a stone tape theory, it's thought that mental impressions during emotional or traumatic events can be projected in the form of energy onto rocks and other items and be replayed under certain conditions. If this is true, then very few places on Earth have reason to hold a more dark and sinister haunting than the cage in St Osyth, Essex. The cage's history is vast and brutal. However, its fame and notoriety only came in recent years when a lady by the name of Vanessa Mitchell brought it into the public eye. She purchased the cage back in 2004, but was forced to move out just 4 years later when she claimed the paranormal activity became too much to bear. Vanessa knew much of the history of the building when buying it and noticed strange things happening in the house from day one.
Back to you. So why did you go ahead and buy it when you knew all
Because
that?
I loved it. It's a beautiful little cottage and it's got the old prison door and it's a little slice of English history. And
I mean, you
it's
said it
stunning.
was your dream home, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it was. It's pretty and it's all the history involved in it. And I loved it. I really wanted
So
it.
it didn't put you off? You weren't spooked knowing...
You didn't have a
Well, no,
bad feeling? You didn't
no,
have a bad feeling?
I thought it would be haunted, but I had quite an idea because all the local villagers said that it was. I thought there was a chance, but I didn't think it was as bad as it was. No.
So how bad was it?
Well, on a typical day, you'd be sitting there, things would fly across the room, door latches would go up and down the stairs, taps turning on.
Objects would move from one place to another. Strange bright orbs of light would appear to shoot across the room. Vanessa described these as shooting stars. Door handles would also rattle and lift up and down. This is something we witnessed for ourselves, along with other unexplainable things, when we were fortunate enough to perform our own investigation here, back in the August of 2018. Okay, so the carpet was red.
It was blood.
Now why is that door open?
Don't know.
You know when you were stood in that room and I said it sounded like a fucking door?
Yeah. Come on. So this is the door where...
Right, so this is a door that seemingly opened itself.
Also... What?
Is that a camera? Really sensational. Not moving on, my left arm. Do that one off, because there's anything on my left arm.
Yeah, there's a box. Is that or is it in Jamie?
TV. There anything on there?
Just came up and then went again. This looks like a scratch out, mate.
Fuck off.
It does.
Mate, my arm's burning. Like a cat scratch.
What that? Yeah. I don't know if I can pick it up, but I'll just...
Turn the lights on, let's have a look. Straight up, my arm is proper burning.
You go.
I can't see me now.
I don't know if this can pick it up.
Yeah, there's a mirror down there.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Fuck me, there isn't there?
Yeah, for real.
Give us a clear, definite answer.
That was fucking pointless.
What? Are you joking?
What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Right, come on then.
For the purpose of the camera, would you like to explain what happened, or should I?
Well, basically, we were just about to perform our last EVP session of the night in the living room, which, in fact, we were just explaining the fact that the living room would have been the jailer's area. It would have been the cells and where people would have been.
That's where Ursula camp would have been.
I'm actually a bit froze, really. I'm a bit shocked. And what happened is the door between the living room and the kitchen, the door handle actually turned itself and sort of let go, didn't it?
Yeah.
It wasn't a bang. We didn't realise the camera wasn't recording, and I noticed the light weren't flashing, so I went up to turn it on, and literally as I pressed the on button, just about to sit back down on this couch, exactly where I'm sat now.
We both heard the bang.
We both heard it, so hopefully we've got the noise on camera. But unfortunately, I don't think we've got a camera pointing at it. I've rearranged the locked off cameras to cover it all now.
Really, I think we need to try and...
We've also had some really foul smells come, haven't we?
We had a foul smell then when I said we went. What did I say? We went through there.
Yeah. As well as investigators capturing strange photographs at the cage, Vanessa claimed to have seen at least 3 different people from the spirit world in the house over the years, as well as experiencing items being thrown at her, and even being pushed over while pregnant with her child. The question remains, who could be responsible for all this activity? Could it be the ghost of Ursula Kemp, a woman of medicine who was born in the area in 1525? She tended the sick and cured her neighbours' ailments with her potions. But after people started to die, she found herself being accused of witchcraft. And it is said that at her trial, even her child Thomas testified against her, before she gave a full confession, of which she admitted to being in contact with 2 male spirits, who caused death to people upon her command, and 2 female spirits, who caused sickness and ill health to people upon her command. She also gave the names of 12 other witches who worked alongside her. 6 of these women freely admitted to being witches, even though they knew their fate would be death. Ursula was later locked up at the cage, with 14 other women accused of witchcraft, and hung to death with her friend Alice Newman. Does her spirit still wander the cage? Or could it be the spirit of an evil jailer, who is said to be the absolute law here? A man who hated women and who was frequently abusing the prisoners he kept here. Did this abuse leave its imprint upon the building? Other spirits that are also said to wander these floors are that of plague victims that were brought here to die during the epidemic. Bodies of the dead and dying were stacked inside here and left to rot on top of each other. The cage ceased to be used as a prison by 1908, but that's not where the trauma ends. One of the saddest stories to come out of the cage is a lot more recent. The previous owner, with the name of Philip, committed suicide here. He hung himself at the top of the stairs, where his body remained until his wife came home and found him hanging there. What is believed to be a spirit is the reason Vanessa finally moved and left the cage for good.
What was the point that then made you say, I can't live here anymore?
One day I was doing the ironing downstairs, and my son Jesse was only about 4 or 5 months old. He was upstairs, and then I was downstairs in the cage, which is the prison room, and his toys started going off, and I thought, oh, here we go again. And I thought, anyway, ignore it, don't panic, because sometimes you do get an instant fear. Sometimes in there, it was kind of okay, because it comes with a feeling, it's hard to explain. And then it was a bit of a, I felt quite panicky, the toy. Anyway, I went upstairs with the ironing, and I saw a man standing at the top of the stairs, right next to Jesse's cot. And I thought that was one of the last things, to be honest.
Because he was near your baby?
Yeah, and he had modern day clothes on.
Yeah?
And I've still got the cage and I love it, but it became, I had to leave with my son. I was a single parent. I've been paying the mortgage for an empty property now for years.
The cage has remained up for sale since 2008. Finally now, in 2020, it's looking promising that the cage is being handed over to a new owner, and Vanessa Mitchell's nightmare is ending.